The automotive world has been rocked by what might be the most significant setback in Tesla's history. The massive Hardware 3 recall is sending shockwaves through the automotive industry, Wall Street, and the Tesla owner community worldwide. This recall represents an unprecedented challenge for a company that has built its reputation and valuation on delivering the future of autonomous driving. What makes this recall particularly devastating isn't just its enormous scale, affecting approximately 4 million vehicles, but how directly it undermines years of promises about Tesla's autonomous driving future. This isn't just another over-the-air software fix. We're looking at a fundamental hardware failure that could cost billions and delay Tesla's robotaxi ambitions by years. Whether you're a Tesla owner, investor, or simply interested in the future of autonomous driving, this story matters. It represents a crucial inflection point that could reshape not just Tesla's trajectory, but the entire self-driving landscape. The implications extend beyond a single company to impact the timeline and development approach for the entire autonomous vehicle industry. Let's break down exactly what happened, why it matters, and what it means for the future of Tesla and autonomous vehicles as a whole. This comprehensive analysis will explore every facet of this crisis, from its technical underpinnings to its far-reaching financial and competitive implications. When the news broke on April 17, 2025, headlines captured the magnitude of the situation. Breaking: Tesla ordered to recall 4 million vehicles over self-driving hardware. Wall Street stunned as Tesla faces multi-billion-dollar recall. NHTSA: Tesla's Hardware 3 inadequate for safe full self-driving. Tesla stock plummets 18% following massive recall announcement. Musk calls recall overblown, but investors panic as costs mount. Service centers overwhelmed as Tesla owners demand hardware upgrades. This isn't just another Tesla recall. This could be the largest and most expensive electronics recall in automotive history, affecting nearly every Tesla produced since 2019. And unlike previous issues that Tesla has often addressed through its innovative over-the-air update system, this problem cuts to the core of the vehicle's hardware capabilities, something that cannot be fixed without physical replacement. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's NHTSA recall order was unambiguous. Tesla must replace the Hardware 3 computers in roughly 4 million vehicles worldwide or provide significant compensation to owners. The scope is staggering, covering virtually every Tesla produced over a 6-year period. Model 3, approximately 2.7 million vehicles. Model Y, approximately 1.1 million vehicles. Model S, approximately 120,000 vehicles. Model X, approximately 85,000 vehicles. According to the NHTSA report, Hardware 3 demonstrates insufficient processing capability to safely execute the neural networks required for current and planned full self-driving operations, creating an unreasonable risk to motor vehicle safety. In plain language, the computers Tesla has installed since 2019 aren't powerful enough to safely deliver the autonomous driving features the company has been promising and selling. This is a fundamental hardware limitation that requires physical replacement, making this recall unprecedented in scope and implications. To understand why this recall is so devastating, we need to revisit the promises that led us here. These weren't casual remarks, but foundational commitments that shaped Tesla's business strategy and market valuation. At Tesla Autonomy Day in April 2019, CEO Elon Musk made a bold declaration. "I feel very confident predicting autonomous robotaxis for Tesla next year." This wasn't just an offhand comment. It was a core promise, repeated year after year with remarkable consistency. 2019, by next year for sure. 2020, next year with no interventions. 2021, I am highly confident we will have achieved full self-driving next year. 2022, we are still on track for robotaxis next year. 2023, the robotaxi will be in volume production in 2024. Early 2024, the robotaxi unveil will be on August 8th this year. The foundation of these promises was Tesla's custom-designed full self-driving computer, known as Hardware 3 or HW3. Starting in 2019, Tesla installed these chips in every vehicle produced, with Musk repeatedly assuring customers that these computers were powerful enough to achieve full autonomy. All Tesla cars being produced right now have all the hardware necessary for full self-driving, Musk stated confidently. All you need to do is improve the software. Based on these assurances, Tesla charged thousands of dollars for a full self-driving capability option that promised future autonomous operation. By 2024, more than 400,000 Tesla owners had paid for this option, generating billions in revenue for the company. Many more purchased vehicles with the expectation that their cars were future-proofed for the coming autonomous revolution. The idea that Tesla vehicles were delivered hardware-ready for a robotaxi future wasn't just marketing. It was central to Tesla's business strategy and valuation. Analysts factored future robotaxi revenue streams into their financial models, and investors poured money into Tesla, partly based on these projections, which is precisely why this recall is so much more than a typical safety issue. It challenges a fundamental premise of Tesla's business model and future roadmap. To appreciate the full implications of this crisis, it's important to understand the technical reality behind it. Hardware 3 was indeed revolutionary when introduced, a custom neural network processor designed specifically for autonomous driving workloads. With 144 trillion operations per second of neural network performance, it represented a 21 times improvement over the previous hardware 2.5. When unveiled in 2019, these specifications seem future-proof. However, as Tesla's neural networks grew more complex to handle edge cases and improve safety, the limitations of Hardware 3 became increasingly apparent. Internal documents revealed through the NHTSA investigation show that Tesla engineers began raising concerns as early as late 2022. One senior engineer wrote in an internal email, "HW3 is redlining at 98% utilization with the current stack. No headroom for safety improvements." Another warned the trajectory was unsustainable from a safety perspective. The problems manifested in several ways. 1. Computational bottlenecks. As Tesla added more sophisticated neural networks to handle complex driving scenarios, Hardware 3 struggled to process all inputs in real time. This led to increased latency in decision-making, potentially dangerous in time-critical driving situations. 2. Memory constraints. The system began encountering memory limits that forced compromises in model complexity and resolution of visual processing. 3. Thermal issues. Running at near maximum capacity for extended periods caused thermal throttling, further reducing performance during critical driving scenarios. 4th, redundancy limitations. Safety-critical systems require redundancy. As Tesla pushed more sophisticated algorithms, Hardware 3's ability to maintain proper redundant processing diminished. By mid-2024, Tesla was facing an impossible technical dilemma. Either limit the capabilities of their full self-driving system to what Hardware 3 could safely handle, breaking promises to customers, or push forward with more advanced features that might exceed the hardware's capabilities, potentially risking safety. The company attempted to thread this needle through software optimizations, but the fundamental hardware constraints couldn't be overcome. Data from the field confirmed what engineers had feared. In certain complex driving scenarios, Hardware 3 vehicles exhibited concerning performance degradation. The financial implications of this recall are staggering, representing a potentially existential challenge for Tesla's business model and profitability. The direct costs of the recall include hardware cost per vehicle, approximately $1,000 for the HW4 computer. Labor, approximately $500 per vehicle, 2 to 3 hours of specialized service work. Logistics and support, approximately $200 per vehicle. Total per vehicle cost, $1,500 to $1,700. With approximately 4 million vehicles affected, total direct costs could hit $6 to $9 billion, enough to wipe out Tesla's projected profit for the entire year of 2025. and potentially impact profitability well into 2026. The market reacted swiftly and severely. Tesla's stock plunged 18% in a single day following the announcement, erasing over $150 billion in market capitalization. It continued declining in subsequent days as analysts downgraded projections and reassessed the timeline for Tesla's autonomous driving roadmap. Beyond the immediate costs of the recall itself, Tesla faces significant secondary financial impacts. 1. Legal liabilities. Multiple class action lawsuits have already been filed, alleging Tesla knowingly sold vehicles with inadequate hardware while charging premium prices for full self-driving capability. Legal experts estimate potential settlements could reach into the billions. 2. Regulatory penalties. The Department of Justice has opened an investigation into whether Tesla made false claims about vehicle capabilities, which could result in substantial fines. 3rd, robotaxi revenue delay. Prior to the recall, analysts had begun incorporating future robotaxi revenue into their Tesla valuation models. With full deployment now pushed back 12 to 18 months at minimum, these projected revenue streams must be delayed accordingly. 4th, production disruption. Diverting hardware. 4 computers to the recall effort could impact production of new vehicles, potentially constraining Tesla's growth in key markets. 5. Warranty reserve adjustments. Tesla will need to substantially increase its warranty reserves to account for this recall, further impacting financial statements. Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jonas summarized the situation bluntly. This recall fundamentally resets the timeline for Tesla's autonomous driving ambitions and forces a rethinking of the company's capital allocation and profit center projections through at least 2027. For Tesla owners, the recall brings massive uncertainty and frustration. Many purchase their vehicles specifically because of Tesla's autonomous driving promises, often paying thousands extra for the full self-driving package. The immediate concerns for owners include service center bottlenecks. With millions of vehicles requiring hardware replacement, wait times could stretch months or even years. Tesla's service infrastructure, already strained in many regions, will be pushed to its limits. Prioritization questions. Who gets hardware upgrades first? Full self-driving buyers, newer cars, vehicles in certain regulatory regions? Tesla has yet to publish a clear prioritization framework. Feature degradation. Some advanced FSD features will be disabled on hardware 3 cars within 60 days of the recall notice, meaning owners will temporarily lose capabilities they've been using. Resale value impact. Used car prices for pre-2025 Teslas dropped 5 to 8% within a week of the announcement, as buyers became wary of purchasing vehicles with outdated hardware that might face long waits for replacement. The owner response has been vocal and often angry. Tesla owner forums and social media groups erupted with frustration, with many feeling misled about their vehicle's capabilities. One owner's comment captured the sentiment. I paid $12,000 for full self-driving 3 years ago. Now I'm told I need to wait 8 months for the hardware my car was supposed to have from day one. Absurd. Tesla owners clubs worldwide have reported unprecedented member dissatisfaction. An informal poll by one major club found that 67% of members felt less likely to purchase another Tesla for their next vehicle, a troubling indicator for a brand that has historically enjoyed exceptional customer loyalty. While Tesla grapples with this massive recall, competitors in the autonomous vehicle space continue advancing their technologies and deployments. Waymo, Alphabet's self-driving unit, has expanded its driverless service to 4 major U.S. cities and announced plans to enter 2 additional markets by year-end. GM's Cruise, despite its own setbacks in 2023, is relaunching with revamped hardware and expanding gradually with a more conservative approach. Mercedes-Benz has received regulatory approval for its Level 3 drive pilot system in several key markets, allowing drivers to legally take their hands off the wheel in certain conditions. Chinese competitors, including Baidu, Xpeng, and NIO, are accelerating their autonomous driving deployments, with Baidu's Apollo Go robotaxi service operating in multiple Chinese cities. This competitive pressure comes at the worst possible time for Tesla. The recall resets Tesla's timeline just as rivals gain ground, challenging the narrative that Tesla is years ahead in autonomous technology. Industry analysts now question whether Tesla's vertically integrated approach, developing both hardware and software in-house, remains advantageous compared to partnership models employed by some competitors. More concerning for Tesla, the recall damages the company's reputation for technological leadership, a key differentiator in the increasingly crowded electric vehicle market. As traditional automakers release more compelling electric offerings, Tesla's perceived leadership in autonomy has been a crucial competitive advantage. With that narrative now in question, Tesla faces a more challenging competitive landscape across both its autonomous driving and core electric vehicle businesses. Elon Musk's initial public response to the recall seemed to downplay its significance, calling it overblown and suggesting that Hardware 3 still works great for most driving scenarios. However, as market reaction intensified, Tesla's approach evolved into a more comprehensive crisis management strategy. In a hastily organized investor call, Musk adopted a more forward-looking tone. Sometimes you need to take one step back to take two steps forward. Hardware 4 is 10 times better than Hardware 3, and this transition, while painful, sets us up for true full autonomy. Tesla's recovery roadmap includes several key initiatives. 1. Accelerated Hardware 4 production. The company aims to ramp Hardware 4 production to 100,000 units per month by Q3 2025, dedicating significant manufacturing capacity to recall remediation. Second, service expansion. Tesla plans to expand its mobile service fleet specifically for computer swap operations, with specialized teams that can perform upgrades outside traditional service centers. 3. New FSD pricing structure. The company has announced a restructured, full self-driving pricing model with subscription credits for affected owners and new tier options that acknowledge the hardware transition period. 4th, manufacturing partnership. Though details remain limited, Tesla has indicated it is partnering with a major electronics manufacturer to secure additional Hardware 4 production capacity. 5. Cybercab acceleration. Perhaps most boldly, Tesla has moved up the reveal of its purpose-built Cybercab robotaxi to July 2025, a vehicle with no steering wheel or pedals that will showcase the company's continued commitment to an autonomous future. Industry analysts remain divided on whether these measures will be sufficient. While some see the crisis as a manageable setback for a company with deep resources and engineering talent, others view it as a fundamental reset of Tesla's autonomous strategy that will have lasting implications for its business model and competitive position. Beyond Tesla itself, this recall carries important lessons for the entire autonomous vehicle industry. 1. Hardware-software integration challenges. The recall highlights the fundamental challenge of developing hardware with sufficient headroom for evolving autonomous capabilities. Other manufacturers are likely to reassess their own hardware strategies and build in greater margins for future algorithm complexity. 2. Regulatory scrutiny. Intensification. This high-profile case signals a more assertive approach from regulators regarding autonomous driving claims. Companies across the industry can expect increased scrutiny of both marketing claims and technical capabilities. 3. Consumer trust concerns. The incident raises questions about consumer trust in autonomous technology broadly. Polling data shows a 12% decrease in consumer confidence regarding self-driving technology following the Tesla announcement, affecting perception across all manufacturers. 4th, development approach. Debates. Tesla's release and improve approach to autonomous development now faces more serious questions. The contrast with Waymo's more methodical, safety-first deployment strategy becomes starker, potentially influencing investors and regulators regarding preferred development models. 5. Hardware obsolescence risks. The situation highlights the risk of hardware obsolescence in long-lived assets like vehicles. As autonomous technology evolves rapidly, the industry must develop sustainable approaches to hardware updates that don't require wholesale replacements. The Hardware 3 recall represents a watershed moment not just for Tesla, but for the autonomous vehicle industry as a whole. It highlights the gap between ambitious promises and technical reality, with multi-billion-dollar costs, legal risks, and reputational damage for the company that has been the most visible champion of self-driving technology. Tesla owners face uncertain weights and temporarily downgraded features. Investors must rethink timelines and valuations. Competitors see an opening to challenge Tesla's perceived leadership. Regulators and consumers will scrutinize future claims more closely. Yet Tesla has survived existential crises before, from near bankruptcy in 2008 to Model 3 production hell in 2018. With deep financial resources, world-class engineering talent, and a CEO who seems to thrive under pressure, the company has demonstrated remarkable resilience in the past. April 17, 2025, will be remembered as a turning point in Tesla's history and in the development of autonomous vehicles. Whether it becomes a temporary stumble or a lasting setback depends on how effectively Tesla navigates the technical, financial, and trust challenges that lie ahead. For an industry built on the promise of a safer, more efficient transportation future, this moment serves as a humbling reminder that the path to full autonomy remains longer and more complex than even its most prominent visionaries have acknowledged.